This is the video to go over the warm-up on the day that UAS5 Day 2 is due, and then to look at the homework itself. So here's to hoping that your day, with all the construction going on around us, is not quite as exciting as this construction video. So you had warm-ups today, and in your warm-ups you were to take time to mark the diagram, then show all your algebra in order to find those. You need to know your vocabulary. So as the key is posted, you could pause the video and double check, and I annotated what you're looking for. The biggest thing here is you have to know your vocabulary. If you're asked to find a median, but you don't have correct understanding or recall of what a median is, you won't be able to do it. And then to bring back the algebra that matches what the vocabulary says the median has to have. So for an altitude, remember it has to be perpendicular to a side and contain a vertex. For the median, it has to be from a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. That instructs your algebra for what you should do. So knowing your vocabulary for those terms tells you what to do for the algebra without having to memorize some sort of process. So as soon as you're done checking that, remember, pause the video, put it back. Then you actually want to check your 3-5 Day 2 for the ones that were covered up. And again, knowing your vocabulary here is key. And then you can pause the video at different places here to examine what I listed as my work. For number 3 on your graphing calculator, you should have in the past known how to go into your y1 and your y2. You should have used this in algebra last year. So one side of your equation would go in y1, in other words, one of your altitude equations. And in y2, your second altitude equation. And then you need to find the intersection of those two. And at that, xy is when the coordinates would match for both equations, meaning that's where those two altitudes intersect. And we're going to start working on altitude intersection in our next unit. Again, pause the video where you need to. I'll make these larger. So on the back side, you had 5 that was covered up about the median. And you can take a look at some of the other things to see there. So once your homework is corrected in pen and your name is on it, be sure you get it into the homework folder before going to the next task.